Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Manchester United, our English-only players series here where we're going to try and win the Champions League using obviously only English players. And today, it's a summer transfer special as we move from Season 1 into Season 2. Second in the league, Champions League semi-final and the 2 domestic cups. So there's not much improvement that's needed, but there is nonetheless improvement that is needed. Now we can see here the new season team report. Now there's a couple of players in here that are ineligible, Varane and Fernandes being those two. Hopefully we'll be able to sell them on for a nice profit and add to our transfer budget. You can see there is still a few weaknesses that that we could work on here. But, you know, there's a lot more strengths, and that is obviously a good thing. Now, in terms of our budget, we have 114 million, or give or take, to spend, which is nice. And we have an extra, what do we have, an extra 400 grand a week we can spend as well on wages, which is good. And again, if we can get the likes of Varane and Fernandes out and De Gea as well, as Morty decided to join us, that's going to all add, and obviously not just to the transfer budget, but also it's going to take wages away from us as well. So we should have a lot to work with. Now, as a reminder, what we already know is happening. We know that we're signing after their loan spells Mola for 900,000, and we'll probably just look to put him maybe up for sale to make a profit on him. Mavididi, who will be a useful member of the squad. And we also know that Noni Mataduke is coming in as well. 80 million we've paid for him. So that's another wonder kid in, and a left-footed winger as well, or an inverted winger if he wants to play on the right. But I wanted him to play on the left predominantly. So that's what we know is happening. In terms of outs, Lee Grant we know is leaving, and apparently this guy is leaving as well. But that's all fine. So it's going to be an interesting summer. There's obviously a limited, limited pool of players that we have from what we can sign from. So let's get to it and see who we can get in. Alright, so a good start to the summer in that we needed a backup goalkeeper for Henderson with Grant off to MLS, I think he was, and Heaton, I think he's approaching bust pass age. So we've signed Etienne Green from St. Etienne. It seems a shame to take Etienne Green away from St. Etienne, doesn't it? But 8.5 million. His wage is going to be 45 grand a week, which seems ridiculous for a backup, but it's what we had to pay. This is what he looks like. He's decent. He's solid. I know there's a good young goalkeeper at Ajax, Setland or something. I can't remember his exact name now. He's got no interest in joining us. So this was sort of my the next man that I was looking at. And as far as the backup goes, he'll be absolutely fine. If we have a look at the scouting report, there's a little bit more room for him to improve. So, I mean, it's not ideal, but Etienne Green will be back up for next season. Well, James, great to have you on board, mate. Just a shame we couldn't have done this last season. Yeah, oh well. I tell you what, though, after we announced you to the press, I can't wait to see the look on Lewis Cook's face. Yeah, the dumbass requested a transfer. Isaac Hayden as well. Yeah, they wanted to play in midfield. Yeah, well, maybe now they'll get why I didn't really care about their threats. Alright, a few things to catch you up on. I should have done it with the Etienne Green signing, but I kind of just forgot, to be honest. Now, we've got 2 players requesting to leave, Isaac Hayden and Lewis Cook. They weren't playing in the exact position that I'd promised them, apparently. So I'm happy for them to leave, and I'll show you why in just a second. Facilities have been downgraded, but that's okay because the board has agreed to upgrade them again. So both youth and senior facilities will be upgraded. If we go a little bit further forward, that celebrating here in the background, it is the retirement of Ed Woodward. So he will be greatly missed by all, I'm sure. But the big news is this one. If we scroll up and up and up and up, it is James Ward-Prowse has decided to join us. So 60 million we're paying Southampton. A few add-ons there as well. Potentially could go up to 78,000. 120 grand a week as an important first-team player. I see him sitting in the centre of our midfield next to Bellingham, and I think they'll have a lovely time. So he's a free kick whiz. He's got good vision, teamwork and work rate, good leadership and determination as well. I think he's going to be a star for us, and I'm very, very excited to get him in. So for once, a Southampton player hasn't gone to Liverpool, which is perhaps a surprise to everybody involved, but James Ward-Prowse will be a Manchester United player next season. Alright, just a quick update, a couple of retirements. Andy Carroll has decided to retire. His contract was up at the end of the year, and we obviously weren't keeping him. And Tom Heaton has decided to retire as well. Now, both of them have staff attributes. Neither of them are going to be particularly good. I mean, Tom Heaton doesn't have any sort of coaching badges yet, but he's not good at working with youngsters, so I'm not going to sign him I don't see the benefit. I don't see exactly what he is going to be. And Andy Carroll wants to be a scout, because that's apparently what he wants to do, and he is a terrible scout as well. So that is that. But it's difficult not to take this personally. I'm here for a year. Ferguson has left the club, and so has Bobby Charlton. So, yeah. I mean, Woodward leaves, Charlton, Ferguson. It's a bit of a clear out of the boardroom. We have breaking news this evening out of Manchester United as manager Aussie Villain brings his summer transfer spending over the £200 million mark. Now for more, we cross live to local reporter Montgomery Ramsbottom. And Montgomery, what's the latest? Thanks. Yes, joining James Ward-Prowse in the United midfield next season will be Declan Rice, who joined from West Ham United for £60 million. Now, when asked if he will be planning any more signings, Aussie Villain only replied, "I hope so." So there we go, another £60 million spent. Declan Rice will come into our midfield. I envision him sitting behind James Ward-Prowse and Bellingham in our midfield trio. Yes, so £60 million, 92 grand a week, which to be honest is very reasonable for him. He's come in as a regular starter. There's the other ins and outs of his contract. He will move up to an important player for the season after next. Again, he'll get here June 9th, so in a couple of days' time, along with James Ward-Prowse and Noni. So I think about just over 200 million that we spent. Now, part of financing this deal, a player has left, and that player is Bruno Fernandes. Only got 27 million for him in the end. He's gone off to AC Milan. The issue that we had, I think, is that he's not gaining any value by playing in our reserves. So I just kind of took what I could get. It gets 180 grand off the wages as well. And yeah, I would have liked to have got, to be honest, double that. But this is what it is. I offered him out. Milan was the only team that came in. And yeah, Fernandes leaves for them. All right, we are at June 9th, which means the window has opened and our £208 million worth of players have arrived. A little bit to catch you up on in terms of out. Dylan Levitt has gone to Celtic for $6.5 million. I think that's a fair enough fee for him. Maybe we could have got a little bit more, but again, these guys aren't going to gain value sitting in our reserves. So the guys that have arrived are Declan Rice. He is officially here, so welcome to Declan. Etienne Green will be the backup, and it's a good thing we got him in, actually, because with Heaton retiring and Grant leaving, we would have been very, very thin in terms of goalkeepers, so he'll do a decent job as the backup. I'm excited for this guy. Noni Madueke has officially shown up, as has, of course, Mr. Set Piece himself, James Ward-Prowse. So it's all looking very, very decent, and we've still got players we can sell as well that are not English. So plus obviously English players we bought in that we can sell. So it's going to be a busy summer, I think. But that's it's an expensive day, isn't it? I tell you what, this is fun. I don't get to spend this sort of money in Dumfries. Hello? Oh, Arsenal, how are things? Yeah, we can talk about Jesse Lingard. What do you want to talk about? Oh, I'm sorry, how much? So everybody say thank you to Arsenal, who have given us 30 million for Jesse Lingard. That is crazy, crazy money. And, well, he's not worth that much, I'm sorry, but he's just not. Absolutely brilliant 29-year-old winger that was essentially going to be not needed by us anymore with the additions that we've made. And what Arsenal have basically done there is they've given us the money that will mean we can go out now and we can buy Tomori. So, again, thank you to Arsenal. So Arsenal have done it again. £26 million for Axel Tuanzebe. That is almost as much as we got for Bruno Fernandes. And I mean, it's wonderful when you have multiple clubs interested in a player, because you can just get the bidding war going. And we went up from 10 million to 26. And I could not be happier with that fee. So Tuanzebe is left, and suddenly we've got money to burn again. 70 odd million. Let's go shopping. All right, a new signing proudly brought to you by Arsenal. We have got Tomori on a permanent deal, 57 million, which was the clause in his loan contract. We're paying him 120 grand a week as a regular starter. He gets here on the 30th of June. That's, I guess, when his loan runs out with us. So, yeah, Tomori will be with us permanently. So that's a good signing, I think. He was solid enough for us last season. So, yeah, another signing in the books. All right, so one in, one out to update you on. Rafael Varane has left. Again, I would have liked to get a bigger fee, but he's gone to Barcelona for 18 million. it is what it is. He's 29. We get rid of the almost 300 grand a week he's on, so that is that's exciting, I suppose. And the end is not one to be too excited about. James Trafford, a young goalkeeper, has come in to basically compete to be back up with Etienne. He's okay. We've signed him for Manchester City. We didn't pay too much for him. He's on 12 grand a week, which seems a lot, but you know, it is what it is. So $500,000 is what we've paid City for him, and there's a few add-ons for him as well. You can see there. City were obviously driving a hard bargain with us, but that's fair enough. He's already probably worth more than that, so that gives us it's maybe even better than Etienne Green. So that gives us 3 good goalkeepers, and we've got more wages out. So that's relatively successful. All right, we have more things to catch you up on. A couple of miracles. We have sold Isaac Hayden for £15 million. Now, if you're wondering, that is roughly twice what we paid for him. We paid $7 million for him, sold him for 15 one season later. He's a decent right back now, but he wanted to leave. He was upset about something. I forget what it was now. I don't think he wanted to play as a ball-winning midfielder, I think, and I was using him as a right back. But anyway, we've doubled our money on him, so that's absolutely brilliant. Some other miracles that have occurred. We have sold, I'm not sure you say that, but Mr. Chong has gone off to Spain for $2.2 million. Phil Jones has left the building. We're still paying just under half his wages, but Phil Jones will be going off to France, so well done to him. And the big news, the new signing that we have is, if we just scroll up and up and up and up and up, is we've signed a new left back. Luke Thomas comes in from Leicester City, £27 million. I may have overpaid for him a little bit. 27 million, have a look at him here. He's very, very good. He's 21. £27 million was the lower end of this transfer. I was going to point at the screen, but that doesn't help, does it? It was the lower end of this transfer budget, the transfer value. So I went in with that, and Leicester accepted it straight away. So I'm wondering if we could have maybe got him for a little bit less, but he's very good. He's signed as a squad player, only 34.5 grand a week. It is going to go up 10% each season. It's a 4-year deal, and between him and Luke Shaw, Thomas and Shaw, the 2 Lukes, I think we've got left back more or less covered for the next however many seasons. So that is excellent, and that just about might be us done. The other player that left was this youngster. Only got 850. Was it 850 grand? Yeah, but I got a 50% sell on because he is actually quite good, but it's difficult to get big money for potential. So hopefully, if rumours sell him on, then we'll get some more of that. But yeah, that just about might be us done. I don't know what more we need to do. We could maybe look at a right back. The issue we have with, not an issue, but we've got Brandon Williams back from his loan, so he's very, very capable as a backup. And the other player we have, of course, is Ethan Laird, who is young and very, very capable as a backup. So I don't know if we necessarily need to go and sign a right back, but as a first team, first 11, that's not looking too bad, is it? All right, there is a lot to catch you up on. I just had a situation where I wanted to bring players in when I need to sell, so we were delaying the transfers coming in, so signings went out, and so there's basically a lot to catch you up on. So I'm not going to dwell too much, but the departures, the main ones, Donny van der Beek has gone to Bayern Munich for £29 million. Eric Bailey has gone to Zenit St. Petersburg for £9.5 million. If we keep going down, Ronaldo Vieira has gone to Napoli, $16.25 million we got for him. What a wonderful sale that has proven to be, because we signed him for, how much did we sign him for? We signed him for 5.75. So we've added 11 million almost, or a little bit more than that, to his fee. So excellent stuff. Ronaldo Vieira, off he goes. Andreas Pereira has gone to Milan. He went there, was it for 16 million we got for him? 15 million. And Facundo Palestri has gone off to Crystal Palace for 9 million. But let's have a look at who we've signed here. I want a little bit more cover at centre-back. James Tarkowski was available on a free transfer, so we've gone and got him a 2-year deal. He signed as a squad player, 48 grand a week. I don't think we could really go too wrong with that. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So that's James Tarkowski in on a free transfer. We keep going up. James Maddison has joined us as well. £47 million from Leicester. We have absolutely ravaged Leicester this summer. We're paying him 97 grand a week. He's here as a squad player as well. Let's have a look at what we've got. And basically, we've got another attacking midfielder, central midfielder. This is the sort of area of the field we want to use him in. It does make me wonder if he's at the club, if Loftus-Cheek is required. But squad depth is a wonderful thing, isn't it? So we'll keep them both, and we've got a lot of games to play this coming season with Europe and cups and all that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, really happy to get James Maddison in. I think he'll do quite well. He'll probably, to be honest, serve as backup for Bellingham, but yeah, very, very good backup indeed. And the other signing we've got in, maybe I shouldn't have left this guy for last, but Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, again, we've gone to Leicester City to get him. 8.25 million, potentially an add-on there if he plays 50 games for us, which he may or may not. 44 grand a week as a squad player, we're paying him. He's 23, and this is basically, we're switching Ronaldo Vieira for this guy. So we got 16 million for Ronaldo Vieira. We paid 8 million for this guy, so we spent half the money. And we've got somebody who is, depending on how you look at it, he's roughly the same. He could be considered a little bit better, a little bit worse, depending on what exactly you want the midfielder to do. I think he's a little bit more rounded, whereas Ronaldo Vieira was a little bit more defensively minded. But either way, I think that is quite good. So that is, that's surely we can't sign any more players, can we? I've signed 1 million players. We've still got 40 million to spend, though, and we've got we've got a lot of high wage earners out, so we've still got 500,000 more. That's doing maths, but there's a lot of money in the weekly wage budget as well, so we'll see. It's only July 11th. I've been very busy, though. All right, we are at game day of the first game of the season, which is the Charity Shield against Liverpool. That will be next episode. But we have one more out to confirm. That is Willie Kembawala. He's gone to Aston Villa for 10 million. He's only a prospect, so I was really happy to get. You don't always get the transfer value for the youngsters, but I was happy to sell him to Aston Villa because they are, of course, my team in real life. And I was happy, even very, very happy to get £10 million for him. So let's have a look at the team that we have. It's been an epic transfer window. Let's just take a moment to have a look at exactly what we've done. We've sold just this season £136 million and only spent £118 million, which doesn't look too bad until you get back to the previous season. Over £500 million we've spent, and we got back in 300 million. So the actual, the net spend wasn't, it was ridiculous, but it wasn't as ridiculous, let's say. So, yeah, it's been a busy summer, hasn't it? Now, if we have a look before we get to the team we do have, the players that we still yet have to offload, and if we go and have a look at what do we want, general info, don't we? We've still got David De Gea. I've offered him out for free. I just don't want to pay his wages. No one's coming anywhere near him, so we're going to have to it looks like, just stick him out till this season when his contract is up and then let him go. The only other ones that we have, that's it, I think, isn't it? Because they're just grayed out players. So yeah, he's the last remaining one. Do we have anybody in the under 18s in a similar situation? Now, some of these guys, of course, have the English nationality, so they're still okay. The one that we have sold is this guy. He's waiting, I'm assuming, till he turns 18 to go off to Roma, though he's already left Norway, so I don't really see what the issue is there. But everybody else there still has that English nationality, second nationality, so they're still eligible for us, albeit some of them may sort of fall out of favour. So we've almost cleared the decks in terms of the foreign players. So let's have a look at the team that will be leading us into the new season. So we start up front. We've got some good options here. Harry Kane will be the main man. Obviously, he will be the main man. Rashford's there with him. Greenwood, I like him as a right-sided winger, to be honest, but he's more than capable of playing up front. And the other sort of cover option is Stevie Mavridis. If we go over to the left, Rashford can play over here as an inverted winger, as can Jadon Sancho, but the main guy's over here, Noni. I'm so excited to see what he can bring to us. He'll be the first choice. Short Tyre can cover, but the main backup over this side, left-sided, left-footed player, will be Marcus Edwards. Over on the right, Greenwood, I think, has earned himself first shirt there. Sancho will be his backup, and then we have Marcus Rashford, who's right-footed, who can play over there. Noni can play over there, as can Short Tyre. We've already seen the wide players are very interchangeable, which is a good thing. Midfield. All right. We have depth. We have lots of depth. So Bellingham, Loftus-Cheek. These are sort of the more attacking side of things. Madison's picked up an injury. He's going to miss the first 2 weeks of the season, which is a bit of a shame. Mola is just kind of here. Let's not dwell on it. Ramsey, who I'm looking to loan out. I'd like him to loan out to say it's maybe not good enough for the championship, but wherever he goes, I want him to be an important first-team player, and I'm just struggling to find the right club to send him out to. So we'll see what happens with him. Ward-Prowse is obviously a superstar for this season. Looking forward to seeing him. Garner will be a useful player for us, as will Longstaff. I've kept him by choice. I think he's very, very solid. So I'm excited to see him develop with us. Lewis Cook is still here. We haven't had a suitable bid come in for him. If he's happy to stay, if he stops whinging, I'm more than happy to keep him. But I'm also not afraid to sell him. Dewsbury Hall is the other man in midfield. If we go back a little bit further, I'm not quite sure who these other guys are. It says +3. Who else have we got down here? Nobody's. I mean, Harry Kane is not playing in midfield, I can tell you that. The defensive midfield, the main man here will be Declan Rice. If he's fit, he will play every game. Maybe not every game, but the rest of these guys, Garner, Cook, Mola, Dewsbury Hall, we've already seen most of them. Again, the midfield is relatively interchangeable, which again is only a good thing. And look at the depth we've got there as well of good players, not just because this is current ability, isn't it? It's not potential as well. If we go to have a look at potential, then, you know, even Mola looks suddenly like a very decent player. And of course, don't forget that these star ratings basically are as high as you can get. So a 3-star player in Madison is still a very, very good player. So yeah, we've got good strength and depth there in midfield. If we go back to centre backs, Tamori signing for 57 million. I think he's going to do well for us. Mengi is still around. I wouldn't be against loaning him out, but I'm not convinced we have enough depth to get a buy without him. Dale Fry, I tried to sell him. We couldn't get our money back. Actually, I don't think we're going to bid. So we'll give him a chance to develop with us this season. Abbey is back on loan, back from loan, last season. And again, we'll probably, I'm not sure what we do with him if we loan him out or put him in the under-23s. Maguire, who will be club captain again. Holgate, who was very solid for us last year. Tarkovsky, the new man. He's going to be a solid addition, isn't he? He's not going to pull up any trees, but I doubt he's going to let us down. And the other one back from loan and up from the 23s is Deshaun Bernard, Queen of the South. Fans will recognise that name. He's going to be sort of one of the backup options for us as well. Over on the right hand side, we know that Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the main man over here. We've also got Mason Holgate, who is capable of playing over there, but his main backups will be Laird, who did well when he played for us last year, and again back from loan, Brandon Williams, right-footed defensive or defender, so he can play on the left, but as again, right-footed, very, very solid. I think he is the number 2. To be fair, he's not that far off being better than Wan-Bissaka. Certainly, no, he's not quite, is he? But he's not bad. Over on the left-hand side, Luke Shaw will continue to be the main man, but we've got a very capable deputy in Luke Thomas, who looks very, very good, doesn't he, for a 21-year-old. Mola can cover over here, as also can Devine. I was tempted to sell Devine. I've been tempted to loan him out, but I think we'll keep him as third choice for this season and just see what happens. We do have a couple of promising fullbacks coming through, so yeah, I'm not sure exactly what to do with him long term. And then the goalkeepers, again, we have 3 very solid goalkeepers. Henderson, who was, solid sums him up last season, doesn't it? Etienne Green, who is, again, I think he'll never be first choice, I don't think, but certainly a very, very capable deputy. And Trafford, James Trafford, who played a few friendlies and looked quite good, and he is developing, and I think he will. It's going to be, I don't think we're going to have a nice battle, aren't we, for the cup games that we don't particularly care about. So that's the squad that we have. Let me know how you think we've done, how you think we'll do. I've got to say, I'm ecstatic with the team that we have. I don't know if we're going to be good enough to win the Champions League with this particular team. It might take a few more defensive additions. That's the issue, isn't it? Are we good enough at the back? And in terms of England defenders, we've pretty much got the best that we can get. Yeah, because, we're not going to get John Stones out of Manchester City for a sensible fee. So, yeah, that's the concern is defensively. I think even fullback we're okay. I think it's just the centre-backs and goalkeeper is maybe what lets us down. But let me know what you guys think. If you've enjoyed that, guys, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We'll be back next time for the Community Shield and to start the Premier League campaign away to newly promoted Fulham. You can see pre-season has gone well. We haven't played maybe the best teams, but it's all about getting fitness, really, isn't it? So that is the main thing. And in terms of the finances, we've still got 40-odd million to spend, and we've still got $500,000 in the wage budget. So there is plenty of money, and of course, we've got to lose about 400 grand a week from De Gea as well. So we will end up having £1 million a week to spend in terms of wages. So if we want to find the right player, we can still afford to get somebody in. But yeah, unless we suddenly find a world-class defender, I'm pretty happy with what we've got. Till next time, guys, take care.